The Libyan government says it will not send Gaddafi's son, Saif al-Islam, to The Hague and will try him at home. That's despite the International Criminal Court's demands to hand him over to Europe amid fears he could be lynched like his father. Saif Gadaffi was seized along with two of his aides while attempting to flee to neighbouring Niger. Libyan authorities want him tried on charges that potentially carry the death penalty. Well, to discuss Saif Gadaffi's fate, we can now talk with Adrian Salbuchi. He's a political analyst and author from Buenos Aires. Well, Libyan rulers are insisting on trying him at home. Would any forthcoming trial be a fair one, Adrian, given the facts about what happened to his father?
Well, after seeing what happened to Muammar Gaddafi, I would hate to be in Saif al-Islam Gaddafi's shoes. Either way, there will be very strong pressure on the provisional Libyan government to try and have him extradited. Now, what Saif al-Islam al-Gaddafi has is a terrible choice between being shot or being hanged. Because if he is judged and tried in Libya, he might end up very much in a Saddam Hussein-like trial where he will end up being hung or he will end up being killed one way or the other. And if he is extradited to The Hague, the International Criminal Court has already said, and we've seen what they've done in the cases of Ratko Mladic from Serbia or Slobodan Milosevic, it will not be a fair trial because the International Criminal Court is very much in line of the historical Nuremberg tribunal, where the victors in war feel that they have the right to judge those who are defeated, so that there can be no justice there either. Now, Luis Moreno Ocampo, the prosecutor for the International Criminal Court, has issued an international warrant against Saif Islam Gaddafi because of, quote, he is an indirect co-perpetrator of murder and crimes against humanity. Along those lines, I think we should also include George W. Bush, Obama, Tony Blair, Hillary Clinton, who laughed when she heard of Gaddafi's murder, Sarkozy, Cheney, Rumsfeld, Ehud Barak, and Netanyahu, at least on the list of people to be judged in the International Criminal Court.
Well, you mentioned all those people. Surely a trial would prove to be very uncomfortable for those with whom Saif has had international contacts with, would it not? Secrets will be spilled.
Absolutely, and that's where I fear that one way or the other, they will silence Gaddafi's son, as has been a constant throughout history. Every time somebody survives who may speak and give uncomfortable declarations. We've seen it very violently in the case of Lee Harvey Oswald. We've also seen the case of James Earl Ray, who killed Martin Luther King. We've seen it in the case of Rudolf Hess from World War II, who very strangely committed suicide during the British watch in Spandau Prison in 1987. And we've also seen, and this is all historical documents, how Muammar Gaddafi, only in the last 2 years, has shook the hands of Tony Blair, Barack Obama, Jacques Chirac, Sarkozy, and only last year in September there was an Arab League summit in Sirte in Libya, and Silvio Berlusconi kisses Mr. Gaddafi's hand. So no doubt a lot of things were negotiated. A lot of very uncomfortable declarations and information could be given by Saif al-Islam Gaddafi, Gaddafi's son. So I think that he will one way or another be silenced, either through life imprisonment or through execution or through some other lynching parade, as we saw with Muammar Gaddafi only a month ago in Libya.
Just briefly, though, if he was sentenced to death, well, how would the international community react to that? What would it do for the NTC's reputation and indeed for a country supposedly in transition to being a democratic country? Would it not be harmful to Libya's reputation?
Well, but I don't think anybody cares about what Libya's reputation ends up being or not. This basically has to do with oil. It basically has to do with Muammar Gaddafi's idea of introducing a gold dinar. And it has to do with the fact that under Gaddafi, Libya's central bank was independent of the international banking cartel. So justice is not part of the formula. The international global power elite couldn't care much what the image of Libya will be or will not be. Besides, executions on the part of democracies, as we see in the United States, is an everyday occurrence, so it will be just one execution more.
Adrian, always good to talk to you on these matters. Thank you very much indeed for your time. Adrian Salbuchi, political analyst and author from Buenos Aires. Thank you.